Hey there, managers. I am recording a video for you today because I have just finished recreating Team Assignment 4, which is the sexual harassment incident report. And I wanted to just make a really quick video talking you through this. My hope is that this will take about 5 minutes. So I've just shared the document with you. Um, I'm going to walk you through it here as well, okay? So once you take a look at this, you'll see that I have really presented this in such a way that it's just much, much shorter, okay? Sexual team assignment 4. So this is a sexual harassment report. You'll remember I asked y'all to watch that video later. And we watched it actually outside of class, and then we talked about it briefly, but the link to it is right here if you want to review it again. I don't think you'll need to. You may want to look at it again to refresh your memory. You may want to just assign one of you to do that. I think that could work just as well. So I really think that that you're going to find that this is just much shorter. That's my point. All right. So what I'm asking you to write is just 2 documents. Okay. One is going to be the core of it is revising this anti-harassment policy. All right. So we have this company that makes organic cosmetics. We met those folks in the video, and now you're going to revise their anti-harassment policy. So this would be the scenario that I'm imagining here is that, this sexual harassment incident takes place between Jim and Colleen, and then the company looks at their anti-harassment policy and they realize, hey, there are some things about this that we should change based on this experience that we've had with these 2 coworkers who had this disagreement. I think that you will find that it's as you try to apply this anti-harassment policy to that specific incident, you become aware that this policy itself is a little bit unclear in a lot of ways. All right. So I'm hoping that you will take this opportunity to revise that, right? So we're imagining that the company is now hiring you as a team of consultants, in a sense, to revise their anti-harassment policy based on this experience that they've had. So if you look at the assignment sheet, that's the main thing that I'm asking you to do is to revise this policy and then write a brief memo explaining the rationale behind those revisions that you've made. So you're going to look at this anti-harassment policy, you're going to pick out the things that are wrong with it, you're going to make some revisions to it to make it more appealing and actually easy to apply and more in line with what you think are the most important things that need to happen. And then you're going to write a brief memo, 1 page, just explaining to the human resources director why you have made these revisions to their anti-harassment policy, right? So you're going to come up with a new policy and then explain why. So I have some required readings here for you. You may want to do some additional research and beyond this, but I think here we have, sort of 6 good sources to help give you a little bit of background about sexual harassment. So there's 2 at the top there. These 2 are really legal government documents, like a definition of sexual harassment, and then a definition of harassment itself, which is larger than sexual harassment. And then there are 4 sort of news articles and legal practice suggestions about harassment. So you can read these, and then there's a couple news articles as well. All right, so this will give you some background, some context. None of these readings are very long, but they'll really give you a good understanding of what are some of the best practices in sexual harassment policy. All right, a little bit of background about that role play video that I've kept here. There's the names of these people, just so everything is clear right there. But then the actual anti-harassment policy is right here. All right, so let me give you an example. One thing that's in this anti-harassment policy, which is really confusing, is that it talks about this here, right? It just kind of says that in order to recognize that organic's diverse employee population may use different standards to judge whether a particular action rises to the level of harassment, organic is making the following decisions. Okay, so that's fine. But first, any harassing act which is not reported as unwelcome within a reasonable period of time is assumed to be welcome. Okay, what's a reasonable period of time? Like, wouldn't it be nice to have an actual timeline on that? You know, like 30 days, 60 days, 1 year, I don't know, whatever, just something that you can actually enforce. Reasonable period of time is not an enforceable piece of language. So again, this is a kind of an example, just looking at one specific part of this anti-harassment policy that really needs some revision. Second, in the case of an incident which may rise to the level of sexual harassment, the investigator/decision maker must propose a clear definition of sexual harassment that is in accordance with the company's policy, with current federal law, and with best HR practice. So again, this is a policy that basically asks the person who executes the policy to define sexual harassment in accordance with that policy, which is mind-boggling to me. Okay, so again, this particular policy is designed in a way to have some flaws in it so that you can see, like, maybe in the real world, like a small company like this might not have a really ironclad anti-harassment or sexual harassment policy. So here's a case where it really does need some revision, and I think that's a good task for the group of you. All right, so that's it. Okay, this is the assignment. I'm going to ask you to submit this by April 30th. Okay, so I changed the due date for this assignment. All right, you've sent me your disciplinary report. I'm going to read that real soon. I'm going to get this revised team assignment from you shortly, and then you'll have 2 weeks to work on this sexual harassment assignment. Okay, which is plenty of time. Give you all the time that you need to complete it, hopefully, and then still plenty of time to do the revision and reflection for the final portfolio at the end. All right. So in addition to the policy and the assignment itself, which I've just shared with everyone, and I want to share again in an email, I also would encourage you, kind of as a good introduction to this, to watch this 7-minute video from, it's actually from CBS, like a morning show that came out in 2017, kind of at the height of like Harvey Weinstein allegations. Like a lot of people were starting to talk about the Me Too movement and sexual harassment in the workplace. But this video features a legal expert who actually gives a really good definition of sexual harassment and kind of talks it through what it means and what it looks like. So I think, this 7-minute video is like a really good, easy to listen to, easy to watch, easily digestible introduction to some of these conversations. So I'm going to send this link to you as well. And I would strongly recommend that you watch this video kind of as a start to thinking about sexual harassment in the workplace before you move on to the assignment itself. All right. And again, I will always be available to answer questions. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. I would love to chat with you about this. Let me know if anyone wants to set up like a Google chat, like a video chat like this, or else we could do something more informal. Happy to do it. Would love to see you. But at the same time, I know you're working on many classes which are asking you to do all different things at all different times. And I don't want to put any more pressure on you, but I also just want to extend my availability to you and let you know if you have any questions, please let me know. All right. That's it for now. I hope you're all doing well, that you are safe and healthy and managing the best you can in the midst of this craziness. I miss you. It's corny, sappy thing to say, but I really do. I miss you. I miss all of my students, but I miss the 6 of you most of all because we had such a great class and it was such a great thing. And sad that we got cut short, but I know that y'all are going to succeed in everything that you're doing. I have so much faith in you. I'm really looking forward to reading these last few assignments that you submit. And like I said, I'm happy to answer any questions. Just let me know. I'll be back with another video to explain the portfolio and the final revision process, all of that. I'll record that probably next week so that you have plenty of time to prepare. So I will come back with one more video, but that's it for today. I hope all is well. Talk to you soon. So long for now.